Hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to be with you. It is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's Wednesday night. Actually, I know we're just getting into the we. Actually, it's actually Wednesday night. It's February 28th, but we're into the wee hours. Actually, getting to Thursday morning because it's been late. I don't know if you guys know that I'm actually one of the heads in a cast of a play that I'm doing. Do a play every year for a charity. So really excited about that. So it's been all crazy. Been doing a little bit of midnight oil burning, with tonight being our last, let's call it a rehearsal. And Friday we open. So pretty cool about that, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get right into the show because I want to share this with you guys. So first of all, thank you for being here. Whether you're here at 12 a.m., 12 p.m., or you're here at 3 a.m., 3 p.m., or maybe even 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. Thanks so much for being here. Really, really do appreciate it. Hope you check my hat out. BelieveMeAchieve.com, or you can scan that QR code and you can easily pop over there. And I know you guys will find some great inspiration to improve your life. All right, let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. So our master topic for the week is challenges that happen at work. They happen at work. And, we can learn from these challenges. I think that's probably the biggest thing is that when we can learn how to handle this. And so we're talking tonight's show specifically is unlocking work-life harmony. Series 3 means we're in the third year, Series 3, Show 9, episode number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe that? We're on episode number 5. I remember when I was doing episode 1. All right. So do want to thank you again for being here. So let's get right into the whole piece because I think it's important that we understand, what's going on and why certain things are happening. And I think the biggest thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's important that you understand that you have choices and you have the ability to change your life. You absolutely have the ability to change your life. But, it's about you and making those choices, right? I think that's what we're all talking about. We're talking about making those choices. So we're going to get into that here tonight. And so we know what our weekly topic is. I'll tell you that one of the biggest challenges that happen at work, ladies and gentlemen, is schedule inflexibility. Now, schedule inflexibility is really someone's way of saying they don't want to work with you. And I always tell people, here's my calendar, pick a time, pick a date. Or if you got these people, this happens sometimes where they break an appointment. If somebody breaks an appointment with me more than 3 times, I typically am not too inclined to want to reach out to them to do another appointment. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does. All right. So when we think about our life, when we think about, what's going on, and we think about the fact that we can make a great big difference in our life. And that difference could be something easy, like knowing the fact that it's about us understanding a very viable thing, and that's schedule flexibility. Maybe your schedule's holding you hostage. Maybe people that you talk to in your life are pinning you down to something. So why don't you decide what part of your schedule is open, what part's closed? Maybe you want to have your time at home with loved ones, or you just want to have time for yourself just to be you, right? Nothing wrong with that. And so the most important thing is to make sure you reserve or cut out time just for you. And if you have time for other people, great. And you put that time in there, but that time should never interfere with your time, like your run time or your exercise time. You should never get involved with that because you're important. And from time to time, blocking techniques to prioritize them can help you. But you have to realize that it's not about you deciding to break it because, I like this person. No. You've got to treat yourself well. That is number one. So people always ask me, hey, John, why do people have schedule inflexibility? Is it that they're really busy? I think it happens because a lot of people feel, they're more important, they're this, they're that. And I think the other reason it happens is because maybe they've opened themselves up too much in the past and they've burned out. Like burnout is not fun, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not. So you have to know how to handle it. And so schedule inflexibility happens because maybe you got burnt. Maybe the person you're working with really doesn't want to work with you. I mean, that could be the truth. It really could be. And you just have to deal with it. All right, let's get on to the next topic. All right, the next topic is intentional events. When you're holding meetings at your office, it's important to make them intentional. What can you do to have an intentional event? Well, maybe you can have an event about how to be more flexible in your schedule, or how to not burn out, or how to have a good work-life balance. Hint, hint. Or maybe you can have a schedule about you can have a meeting about conflict resolution, but you can make it a party. And you can, bring, different things, like you can have cheese and wine and things like that. And you can make it a social, but it's a meeting with purpose. We call it intentional events. And so if we just chance everything, we're not going to be happy. So I think the most important thing is that we have to know that networking is key, personal development is key, but we don't see these kinds of things a lot. And our leisure activities have to be around to nourish who we are as a person, not who our culture is, not who our company is, not who our family or our friends are telling us we need to be. So when we create a calendar filled with events that aligns with our values and aspirations, they're intentional. We want to commit to that. I don't know about you guys, but like the thing like with this play that I'm working on. So I know that this is a big commitment, right? And I do it every year. It starts around January and it ends basically on March 3rd. But there's a lot of nights. And it does give me a purpose. I do find it to be a good value. But there are some times, ladies and gentlemen, where people feel that they have the right to treat you in an improper manner. And this happens with a lot of organizations, especially charities, because no one's getting paid and everybody's like, overworked. And it's hard. So what's another intentional event you can make? Well, maybe you could have an event that might talk about how to have a better sales process. And you can make it fun. You can incorporate it. Maybe you can do a pizza day, right? Maybe you can say, hey, Friday is going to be our pizza around the world day, or it's going to be our pizza and salad day, or it's going to be our whatever day. It's Lent right now, so I don't want to say tacos, or unless they're fish tacos. So I think that's a very important thing, is that we can only have harmony when we have learned how to unlock or unpack those details that truly make us want to jump out of bed. I'll tell you, every single day, ladies and gentlemen, I love getting up. You know why? Because I know that every day has got more potential than the one before. And that might sound a little crazy, but I just love to get up. I love to know that life has potential. Life has potential. And if life has potential, then I feel you're going to be able to make a difference only if you believe that. That's right. I said only if you believe it. Some people, if you remember the story many years ago, it was a very, very large elephant. And it was tied to a stake. Do you remember this? Well, the big elephant, you're probably saying, why could the elephant not break that stake? I mean, obviously the elephant could. Well, when the elephant was very young, the elephant was tied to a stake. And of course, the elephant couldn't break free. Tried and tried again, kept trying. And eventually, after a year or two, the elephant stopped trying. But you know what happened? The elephant got bigger and could easily overpower and break off that stick or that chain. But the elephant believed that it couldn't. And so, you know what? It never tried. You see, we're like that in the world. We sometimes give up when we don't see what we want right in front of us. Maybe we get upset with the way things are going. Maybe we lose hope, right? We could. We very well could lose hope. And I will tell you that it's important that you realize that life comes because you have a value, okay? And a value is not something that you just do because. A value is something you do because you understand that's your purpose, that's your mission. So many people I talk to don't live their dreams, don't do things with intention, with purpose. So if you had an event and that event was something you really liked, to be great, right? But what if you created other purposeful events that were intentional in regard to what other people wanted? Guess what happened? They'd attend. And when they attend, you would start to notice that the separation or the dichotomy between the two sides, or four or five or six sides of the splits, they would start becoming less and less and less because everybody would start to get to learn each other's purpose. And that is just so powerful, Joe, and I can't tell you how powerful it is. Like my hat says, and you guys can read it very well, believemeachieve.com, right? Believemeachieve.com. And that is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that. It's about, knowing that you're destined for greatness. Now, that greatness might not happen tomorrow, okay? Might not happen the next day, but I can tell you something, it's going to happen. Might not happen, but it will happen soon. And so if it happens soon, then I think that that's a big thing for you guys. The fact that everybody wants it to happen now, but it doesn't happen now. Doesn't happen now. I think a lot of people don't realize that it's about who you are inside, okay? And when you live with purpose, it's amazing. When you teach people in your workplace to live with purpose, and even in your home, you learn that intention gets you so excited to do so many great things. I think it's about people, okay? And I think what a lot of times happens is when we hear something from another person, like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, or when everything has to be in a flavor. Like, let's say, for example, I like chocolate, I like vanilla too. But let's say you don't like chocolate, and I put chocolate out there, and I don't have vanilla, I don't have strawberry, I don't have something for everybody. And I think that's the most important thing if you want to connect with people is learn what makes them happy. Dale Carnegie said another way, strive to become genuinely interested in the other person, but don't do it for an agenda. Do it because you intentionally want to know who they are. That's the most important thing. Okay? That is the most important thing. You have to do that, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't, then you're going to have a big issue. And the big issue is going to come down to the fact that you just don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know what you don't know, you could miss something really, really big. I know, ladies and gentlemen, that you're probably on the fence because you don't know why things go a certain way, or you don't know why you lose motivation. Maybe because we're impatient. We all want things tomorrow, right? Maybe it's because things aren't going the way we want. And we think just because, one domino goes down or even 10 go down, we should give up the dominoes. Or even if half the dominoes go down, we should give up dominoes. Or 90% of them go down, we should give up putting dominoes out. No, we shouldn't. Because one day you're going to make a domino, let's say, setup that's going to be amazing. But if you never tried again, if you never put that foot forward to say, hey, you know what, I really can do this. People ask me every day, John, why do you create daily motivational content videos? I love sharing content to improve people's lives. And I told you I live for two reasons: to become a better version of myself and help others become better versions of themselves. And I live by that passion every day. I mean, look what's on my hat, believemeachieve.com. I recently started a brand new meetup called MMA, Motivate, Meditate, Achieve, and a Facebook group, by the way. But how do you believe something when you don't see it? Well, that's faith. When you know it's coming, you don't see it, you have faith. And your faith does get stronger. I don't care what religion you are or what. Your faith gets stronger if you truly believe. Sometimes you get glimpses. It could be suddenly the fact that things are starting to go right for you. I hear a lot of people saying, things are always going wrong for me. Try to say things like, things are really always going right for me. They always work out for me. I always get what I need. I always get more. I always get help. I always get ideas. I always get what I need every time. See, the universe is designed to show you what you believe. So why not believe things are going to be good and your life will change? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed intentional events. But the last thing I want to share with you is creating a flexible workspace. If you're in the office or even if you're home, make sure your workspace is flexible enough so that it can do things not just for one type of work, it can do other things, right? Maybe you need it to be a flex space so that, let's say, you can read at it. Maybe you're going to use a computer at it. Maybe you're going to do a light assembly at it. Make sure that your workspace is able to handle all the things that you would most likely be doing for either that company or for yourself. That's very key. So we talked about a few important things today. We talked about one, something very, very important, which is schedule and flexibility. People think they're inflexible, but really they're just making it up because they don't want to do something. So they're kind of procrastinating. Intentional events. Make intentional events. Get people to learn. Create things that people really are passionate about, that they care about. And create a flexible workspace. Hey, guys, I got to hit the sack tonight. It is 12:20 a.m. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your morning. If you're joining us from the West Coast, that would be in like California area. It's actually over there. It would be, it's only going to be 9:21 a.m. So you guys aren't quite into February 29th. It is still February 28th there. But really, ladies and gentlemen, embrace these ideas. And when you embrace them, don't shove them down people's throat. Just politely bristle them. And when you do, you will notice your life changes, but other people's lives are going to change. And they're going to want to be around you. Not because they have to, but because they want to be. And when people want to be around you, that's when magic happens, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night. I'll catch you real soon, all right? Be well.